Hello. This is a explanation of the exit ticket question. You were asked if whether or not the phrase if parallel lines are lines that do not intersect, if that was a good definition or not. Well, here's the explanation as to why the answer to that is actually no. The issue that students often have with this is that they kind of think of every situation like being like what's with these two markers here. These two markers they look parallel, and in actuality, we're going to discuss later, there's actually evidence we would need to show that they're parallel, because some students would also think that these are parallel because they don't intersect each other. But we could see if the lines would be extended, they would eventually intersect. But these look like that they are running alongside each other, and if I would extend each one of their paths forever and ever, they would probably never intersect. But the thing that a lot of students also forget is that these two markers are on the same plane. The fact of the matter is, I could have a situation like this, that I'm going to show you in a moment, where they don't intersect, but they would not be considered parallel. Now when we start considering three dimensions, it gets to be a different story. See, if it's three dimensions, and I'm doing something more along the lines of this, kind of floating them out here, then, I could say these are parallel because I could probably show that they're in the same plane. But if I do something like this, these lines are never going to intersect each other because they're in planes that are parallel to each other. But these lines would not be considered parallel because, they're heading in opposite directions. Usually another condition of lines being parallel is that they're going in different direction. They're going in the same direction. These are going in totally different directions. So these are an example of skew lines. And the skew lines would be your counterexample to this situation, because these are lines that do not intersect, but yet they are not considered parallel. So to get back to the explanation we have down here, kind of recap everything we just talked about. So parallel lines, if I want to be clear about a definition, the formal definition is that they are coplanar lines. I don't know why I crossed that out. They are coplanar lines that do not intersect each other. And skew lines would be non-coplanar lines that do not intersect each other. If I have two lines going in the same direction, they would determine a plane. But I can have lines on parallel planes, and the planes don't intersect each other. So that would mean the lines would never intersect each other, but they could actually, not be considered parallel. So that is the explanation I have, and it's also kind of a look ahead of some of the things we're going to talk about in. So there's your explanation, a good look ahead of Unit 4, and I will see you around. Have a good day, everybody.